Help, released in 1965, directed by Richard Lester. Screenplay by Mark Baim and Charles Wood. Starring John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, with Leo McKern, Eleanor Braun, Victor Spinetti, Roy Kinnear, John Bluthal, and Patrick Cargill. Produced by Walter Shenson for United Artists. Filmed across Twickenham Studios in London, on Salisbury Plain, in the Austrian Alps around Obertauern, and in the Bahamas on Paradise Island and Nassau. A globe-spanning pop cinema artifact from the height of Beatlemania. It's oddly the one Beatles film I hadn't seen until now. I've lived with the others for years. A Hard Day's Night as the crisp, monochrome myth starter, Yellow Submarine as the psychedelic fairy tale, but Help somehow slipped through the cracks. Encountering it fresh in 2026 feels like opening a time capsule from a world that no longer exists. Help isn't just a film. It's a broadcast from the last bright decade, carried by four avatars of mid-century optimism. Young men who embodied the idea that the future was still expanding, still generous, still full of possibility. Watching it now, you feel the world before irony, before branding, before everything became self-aware. Richard Lester doesn't direct Help so much as unleash it. The colors are louder, the surrealism is thicker. The pacing is manic in a way only the 1960s could get away with. The Beatles drift through a dream logic universe where physics, narrative, and common sense politely step aside to let charisma run the show. George and Ringo especially settle into their mythic roles. George, the quiet mystic, Ringo, the sympathetic anchor. They don't act so much as radiate. The musical sequences are transmissions from a world that believed joy didn't need justification. Ticket to Ride in the Alps, the boys tumbling down snowy slopes, laughing, failing, trying again, is myth disguised as slapstick. You're Going to Lose That Girl floats in a haze of pink smoke and perfect harmonies, a moment where pop cinema discovers its own color palette. Even the classical cues, Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, feel like Lester stitching the old world to the new, binding tradition to youth, binding the past to the avatars who would carry culture into its next phase. And then the Bahamas, the film's purest transmission. Sun-drenched, relaxed, effortless. The avatars at their most luminous. The colors hum. The air feels warm even now. It's the closest cinema ever came to bottling the sensation of being young, famous, and free in 1965. The golden minute in motion, the last unfractured optimism. Yes, the plot is incoherent. Yes, the boys sometimes feel like extras in their own film. Yes, it's stitched together with vibes instead of structure. But that's precisely why it works. Help is a postcard from a world before irony, before the cultural self-consciousness that would swallow the decades that followed. It's chaotic, colorful, silly, inventive, powered entirely by the natural charisma of four men who accidentally became the avatars of mid-century optimism. Viewed from 2026, Help isn't a masterpiece. It's a relic, and relics matter. It doesn't need to be perfect, it only needs to be alive, and it is.